What's happening, Forum? Okay, so this is the end of In Friendship. Now you're thinking, okay, they're going to talk about the pony episode. No, it's actually the end of Our Friendship. Bye.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do now?
It's swerved. Oh. Dabbing in
What's happening, Forum? I'm all alone now because Snakeskin decided to fuck me over.
Well, not yet, at least.
Yeah, no way.
I gotta wait for the corporate buyout. Okay, so in this episode, the homies it has at DHX, they're like, okay. What's the most random pairing of this sextuplet of the main six? What's a good two to pair together? How about the sports athlete and the fashionista? And then they're like, didn't we do an episode like that a season or two ago? Too late. We already wrote the episode. End in Friendship. So, so the whole episode is like, hey, what if Rarity and Rainbow Dash hung out together? But they already did that before. But what if there was no super coincidental reason or big time gimmick causing them to hang out? What if they just tried to hang out as bros? And then the people are like, that's when people scratch their heads and they're like, do these girls ever hang out when there's not some magical bull crap happening? You'd think so, right? I think.
Well, we've run out of our quota for Raridash, so we kind of have to do another pairing right now.
You mean after they made it canon in that Equestria Girls short?
Pretty much.
So we've got Raridash, Vinyl, Octo Scratch or whatever it was called. We got Lyra and Bonbon. All I need is my Flutterdash, and we're good to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the episode starts off, right? And they're in class, and they're like, okay, students, that's how you get over your differences. And then the students are like, wait, did we skip to the end of the episode? What the hell is this? And Twilight is kind of an a-hole because she's like, okay, the purpose of this exercise was to have two people that have nothing in common and see how they compromise and work out their stuff. Rarity and Rainbow Dash are understandably a little shook at that, but they're like, whatever. We're hanging out tomorrow.
And what I find interesting is the fact that Twilight, as headmare, if she was going to do a class like this, she should have told them, hey, we're going to do a class like this. I'm going to need you two to come with us. Find something you guys can do and compromise on, and we'll go from there.
No, see, but
instead, they're just caught completely off guard by it.
Yeah, but see, that would have been a good idea, and this episode needed a swerve, and plus, that would have been a way shorter episode.
But anyway, Dash wants to play buckball, and what did Rarity want to do? I forget.
She wanted to, I don't know, something dresses.
Yeah, something fashion, and I think she wanted to go to the store to get some gems or something like that. Anyway, they find out.
She wanted to go shopping. That's what she wanted to do.
Yeah. Thank you, Katie. Rarity wanted to go shopping, and just like Dash, I'm sorry, I do not like shopping. But what's so interesting is they find their differences while the events are happening. Not just, hey, I know we're different on this, but let's compromise. It's, wow, I didn't realize how different we were on these topics.
You two have been hanging out for 3 or 4 in-show years and, 8 years in our time. You're telling me you didn't realize how different you were until right now? If this was a season 2 episode, this would have been a little more plausible. But Pinky and Twilight had their own episode that was like this in season 1. Actually, so did Rarity and Applejack. Actually, this should have been a season 1 episode. Whatever.
Yeah. So basically, when the whole thing is happening, they get into an argument in the middle of the classroom and they're just like, we're no longer friends. And I love how the students are just sitting there and they're hurriedly writing down notes each step of the way.
Yeah, that's I wanted to make a GIF, but I don't know how. I wanted to make a GIF of that moment, and I wanted to like put the caption at the bottom, like at the top, it's like when they're arguing, it says when ponies argue, and then at the bottom says and it says the analyst furiously writing notes.
Right.
Fluttershy
Makes sense.
Fluttershy plays Five Nights at Bendy's. I don't know. So they try to hang out, right? And it doesn't work. Like there's more to it than that, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say it like that is because the central conflict of this episode, the jokes in this episode, the punchline and the message in this episode are all the same thing, and it was said at the very beginning through the episode. They literally had the beginning, they literally had the end right at the beginning, but then it's almost like they Tarantino'd it and just started going back in time, like, oh, this is when the bride gets shot, and now we go on the journey to kill Bill. So, and I don't want to try to put on airs and say it was badly written, but I mean, I feel like I've seen better from both characters, and I've seen better from both of them in the episodes that they shared, like the mystery episode last time. But I don't know, like the episode was fine, but there was just bits that didn't really click with me. Like it was specifically the parts where the episode takes the time to examine their differences, and I'm like, well, what's this for? Because we know their differences, and you would think they know their differences, but they're acting like they just met each other last week. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that I feel like it's one of those things that we have kind of like I know what you mean, but from my perspective, I see it as more of like, yeah, they've kind of been good friends, kind of almost acquaintance wise, like they're good friends in passing, but when they come together, they kind of clash. Does that make sense?
No, I understand what you're saying, but like, isn't season 8 a little late to have this type of episode? That's my question.
Okay, in that respect, absolutely. That's the main reason why I hated the episode with a similar plot with Applejack and Rainbow Dash, when they kept saying, "No, you go ahead and verse. No, you go ahead."
Oh, you mean literally the season 1 episode? Yeah, you're right. Fall Weather Friends 2? Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. So I get what you mean by that logic. Now, what I like is the turning point in this episode. The fact that Twilight had been talking earlier, it was either Twilight or Spike, had been talking earlier about this staff thing. And the staff gets lost intentionally, as we find out later. But the staff gets lost because Twilight and Spike wanted to try and help Rarity and Rainbow Dash use their skills to complement each other instead of hinder each other. Or artifact. The artifact was a staff. So I love this little scavenger hunt sort of thing that happens here, because it definitely shows, hey, this is going to be them complementing each other in terms of their ingenuity, in terms of how they act with each other, and all that kind of stuff. What do you think about this stretch of episode?
Prompted by the success of Snow White, Walt Disney purchased the film rights to Alice in Wonderland. What?
I was talking about the scavenger portion of this episode.
Oh yeah, no, I know. They've
Do you
depended
have
on
any
his.
thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, it was fine. The scavenger hunt was like to me like one of the more interesting plot points of this episode, just because like I'm trying to find the right words for it, but I'm not that smart. So I'm just gonna say the things I had problems with in earlier in the episode were better here. Does that make sense?
Like the problems almost fix themselves later in the episode?
Yeah. Problems fix itself. The jokes landed a little better, and I think I feel like the writing was a bit better for that. Yeah, no, the scavenger hunt scene, the part that was like for me that was the high, not the high point, but like the highlight of the episode.
Did it almost feel like it felt like two different episodes?
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, it feels like one half of the episode was written by the same bro that wrote Fall Weather Friends Part 2. And then it felt like the other half of the episode was written by a writer that knows how to write season 8. Know what I mean?
Like it was written by Emma Larson.
Man, I swear, they've been doing a lot of these retreads. Fall Weather Friend Part 2. Feels like a season 1 episode. And I don't want to say nothing, but bro, yakety sax. I mean...
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm kind of waiting on it.
You won't believe what Tyrek does.
What?
There's no Tyrek.
Okay, I was about to say, Jesus. What the fuck?
They wouldn't waste him. They wouldn't bring him back now for an episode called Yakety Sax.
Yeah, I'm guessing it has to do with the yaks.
Yeah, they play a
or Yona in some way.
The yaks in general more than Yona. I don't remember if she's in the episode. But anyway, so this scavenger hunt, that was fine, and it led into the third act and resolution. And honestly, Rainbow Dash and Rarity probably should have been a bit more pissed at Twilight than they were, but she's Twilight, and you ever notice no one ever really gets mad
main
at
character
Twilight.
status.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, realistically, except for season 2, the finale, and that's because they were all tricked by Chrysalis's tactical espionage action. Does anyone ever get mad at Twilight? Or like, I mean, the closest is Spike. He'll give her some snide comments and constructive criticism. But for the most part, everybody loves her except for the school dean and the bad guys. So,
and it's also the fact that that one random street passenger from Rarity takes Manhattan.
Yeah. I'll at least give Rainbow Dash credit. She at least gets called out on her crap like the other main 5 do. Applejack's been called out on her crap. Lord knows Rarity and Fluttershy have been called out on their crap. So I don't... maybe there's something in Tara Strong's contract. All my characters have to be loved by everybody except for Timmy Turner.
Now, here's my thing. Kind of going through the scavenger hunt a little bit more in depth, I have to say, did the part of the episode or the part of the scavenger hunt feel weird when they met that like bog creature that had the really bad breath?
Yeah, that was one of those like big lipped alligator moments where I'm just like, that had no build up. And it didn't really affect the plot afterwards. So why was it there?
Yeah, but it also kind of felt like the three-horned bunyan thing from fucking Pony Point of View.
That served a purpose, though.
Yeah, I know. It just looked weird.
Oh, no. You look like it. Yeah, no,
Yeah, it looked like a big-lipped alligator moment when it actually wasn't. But
yeah.
But what I find funny is when Rarity takes that that plant near them, and she uses it as toothpaste on the creature. I'm just like, that looks like that really weird invention that we have now, where it's the black toothpaste that can like whiten your teeth in like 2 days or something.
Yeah, I swear that stuff's probably got to kill your teeth more than whiten it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so that's an ending friend. Overall, I like this episode.
I thought
I
it
give
was
it
okay.
7.5.
I'll give it a solid. I was gonna give it a 7.
All right.
It was just an episode, you know. There was no like. There was no like. There was nothing that gripped me, and I like Rarity. And Rainbow Dash can have good episodes. She can be carried by other characters, but I don't know. There's just something about it that.
Seriously?
Gradually, 2 more small tableaus took shape. One was a frontier music hall stage.
We're supposed to be talking about ponies, not Disney.
But if there was no Disney, there would be no universe.
Just saying.
Did you know Disney owned the right to color at one point back in the day when color wasn't everywhere?
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing about that.
Like they literally owned color. So me and my buddy Thomas, they were just like, we were like, no. And we're not just talking about like being able to color stuff. No, they literally own the scientific thing that is color. Literally everything the light touches was in Walt's pocket.
Yep.
Yeah, no, episode was all right. Yakety Sax, spoiler alert, I quite like Yakety Sax. But unfortunately, it seems to be a little divisive. And honestly, I'm okay with that. That's when things in the fandom get interesting.
Now, is Yakety Sax the one that's coming up next?
Yes. So I'm not 2 weeks off I'm not 2 weeks off from the mark this time.
Okay. Because I know that that there's another one coming up that's very, very weird in some ways. And I'm interested to hear our thoughts on that coming up.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, for at this point in the show, weird is good because this is a time where they can start doing like weird things and experimenting. Because hey, if it works, it doesn't. But if it does, hey, they're trying new things, and that's that. And not a lot of shows can do that 8 years strong.
It's one of those things where it's weird in a surreal way. So I think we're going to enjoy it. So that's it from me, John.
And that's it for me, Snakeskin. Well, technically, I'm the undercover brony. Like, I'm the whole channel right now.
Yeah, and I'm just Dark Samus 288. Hi.
That sounds like that should be the name of a Let's Play channel.
I know, right? Shameless plug.
It almost sounds like a channel that people should subscribe. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.